On the surface, Taiwan is a marvel of the modern world, a country buzzing with commerce and activity, from manufacturing to tourism to fashion and entertainment. It boasts the world's second tallest building and one of the fastest bullet train systems ever made. On the surface, Taiwan also looks like a land of religious freedom. Christian churches are common, and many function with no outside help at all. But beneath the surface, a much different story is playing out in Taiwan. People are not free. They are trapped. Though they live in a place where truth is readily available, they are prisoners to an ancient lie. And deep in the heart of Taiwan, the drum beats on.
This is the God parade. I'm not sure what God is. We just came upon it so we can see if we can figure out what it is. But it'll be a God and a big long parade and lots of fireworks. On each of the chairs there's a God and the guys are carrying it and they'll be animating it. And it looks like they're bringing it back into the temple now.
People every day come here to worship, and often they have big festivals and events where they have firecrackers going off and people coming to burn paper money and coming to give their money so that the gods will answer their prayers.
And it's really a huge barrier for the gospel. They don't want to offend the dead, and they offer money, they offer food, they offer everything to appease their ancestors. It's a real fear that are gripping their hearts.
Despite the widespread deception in Taiwan, the number of missionaries coming to the island has dropped dramatically in recent years. Some suggest that Taiwan has been reached, and yet only 2% of the population claim Christ as Savior. Some areas of the island have virtually no churches at all, with certain people groups nearly untouched. Taiwan remains a mission field as needy as any other. But because of the hotbed of activity in Taiwan, it's an exciting place to serve God. Let us take a few minutes to show you the unique, strategic, and sometimes unusual ways missionaries are reaching the unreached today in Taiwan. It's English night at the Cedar Tree Coffee Bar. This stylish hangout is owned and operated by a church located directly upstairs.
Anytime you can come in, you do not get attacked with the gospel, but people make friends with you. If you want to sit alone, you can sit alone. If you want to hear something more, you can ask, but we allow people to come in, and we have a lot of people that just come in and sit. We have small flyers that we give to people. We, for instance, have an English night every night, and then they can come and practice English for free. And again, it's not focused on pushing the gospel down their throat, but it's giving them the opportunity to make friends, because if friends are trustworthy.
The coffee shop is part of a ministry to a people group once believed to be unreachable in Taiwan, the Hakka people.
The area that you see behind me here is Miaoli County, and actually you can see 3 cities. And the reason why we work in this county is because it's the least evangelized Hakka county in Taiwan.
The teams reaching out to the Hakkas are finding that with the right approach, they are hungry for God and open to receive Christ.
I really believe that that they're not irresponsive, that they will respond to the gospel if we give them time. For instance, I teach an English class, and on Monday night, they just said to me, let's just stop with the English book and let's just study the Bible. I said, you really mean that? He says, yeah, we're going to get to know the Bible, you know. And I thought, wow, that is fantastic, man.
You don't need a doctorate, you don't need to be a pastor, you don't need to have this fantastic education, but you need to have a passion for Jesus and the calling from Him to really reach the lost people. The Hakkas are lost without the gospel. I really need many people to come to share the gospel with them about the hope and the love of Jesus Christ.
The reality in Taiwan is that most of the missions work has been done among Mandarin-speaking people. And though there are churches that speak Taiwanese, they are predominantly among the middle and upper-class sections of the population. This leaves a Taiwanese-speaking working class with virtually no access to the gospel message. They need something different.
If you're going to reach the working class, you've got to be willing to sit where they are. You've got to be willing to be with them. If you're the sort of person who just can't sit in a smoky room with a bunch of guys who are who are smoking and possibly drinking. If you're the sort of person who can't bear to be around people who use swear words in every sentence, then you're going to find it very hard to reach out to working class people.
Probably the easiest way to actually get to know people is singing with them. They're very relaxed, they love to sing. Especially as a foreigner, they love it when you come by and you're singing Taiwanese in their own language. It makes them feel like you care about them, you care about their culture. After that, it opens up a pretty warm relationship right away.
The working class family is just probably one of the most dysfunctional families. You've got dad, who is often, most of the time at work. He's rarely at home. You got the wife, whose responsibility is not only to take care of the kids, often she also has a job. And in addition, she is required to take care of the grandma and grandpa. And in addition to that, it is her responsibility to carry on the worship, the family worship. And so, yeah, these are families that are hurting.
Whether in working class families like this one, or among the upper middle class, the Taiwanese are desperate for help in raising a family.
My main ministry is with other mothers, and I meet them at the park or other areas, my neighbors, but I'm finding that they just want to know how to be a good parent. And their parents were very strict or had very little to do with them because they were busy, and Taiwan has changed a lot in their economic role. They want to have a relationship with their child, but they don't really know how to cultivate that.
We Taiwanese, we love in our heart, no actions. So when we see Alicia, I love you, it's like, hello, it's so natural. So we learned from her.
Today, missionaries are needed to model a faith that's not practiced out of duty, but a response to a loving God who wants to walk with them.
I started worshiping idol from a child with family. So I know religious, but I don't know belief.
Here, we treat Christianity like a religion, we study it, but we don't know how to apply it.
Many people, many friends and neighbors have said that they can see a difference just by the way I live, and they're just interested in how my family interacts, how I parent. And many times I don't even know I'm sharing a lesson of God's love, or just how to even discipline, or even to have a relationship with a husband.
They can apply the truths on their daily life, and it's very powerful.
Men are especially needed to show the people here that some things are more important than work.
It takes a lot of patience, creativity, because the average man here works close to 12 hours a day, a lot of them, maybe some even more. And to find time to sit down and learn or have a Bible study, sometimes it's really hard. And plus, we also want to encourage them to have a family life too, because a lot of Taiwan families here are a little bit out of whack just because you have a husband who works all the time and has little time for his wife or his children.
The opportunities to minister in Taiwan are too numerous to count. It's an exciting, fast-moving culture that's very welcoming to foreigners. And the missions community in Taiwan maintains strong alliances, thanks in part to an organization known as the Taiwan Missionary Fellowship.
We have a conference about every July. Missionaries from all over the country are invited, and many do come. And we have a great time of fellowship, meeting people we otherwise wouldn't meet, thinking outside of the box, hearing about other kinds of ministries that are not ours, and taking notes, basically. Hearing speakers from other parts of the world to give us some insight. It's quite helpful.
As so many have discovered, Taiwan is a mission field for the passionate and faithful who wish to experience the amazing blessing of bringing people from darkness to the light of God's truth.
Many of the people here in Taiwan live in fear, and that's why they go and worship their idols. And I would love for them to experience the peace that I have found in Jesus. And so I want to share that peace and God's love with them.
Probably the single most exciting thing in my life and being here is when you're talking to somebody and they finally get it. You finally see like this sort of glow comes over their face where they begin to really understand the gospel.
You know, they have to have idols hanging in the car. They have to do a lot of different things and a lot of fear in their life. And to see that change and see the peace of God coming into their life, that's amazing.
It is the most exciting life I at all could imagine. I couldn't dream that God would give me such an exciting life. But it's an incredible privilege to share the gospel with somebody who's never heard. I think it releases something in your heart that it just never gets old. And I think God has given me the most exciting life.
The next time you go to prayer, remember the significant need in Taiwan and pray for the lost in this country. And if God leads, consider how you can partner in this great harvest of precious souls.